All right, so I got an AHP TIG, and a friend of mine came over and he goes, "Hey, mine did this." And he shows me mine did the same thing, and maybe you have the same problem. This became rotten in this one area, and we're gonna try and fix this without buying a new one. So what I did is I trimmed it back to where the rubber was good, because it was all decrepit right there. I don't know why, just from that little bit of a bend. So let's try and strengthen this up a little bit. I'll show you what I'm doing. So I cut it back, didn't damage the wire here. That's our main wire. I took the sheath off here. Okay, we may have to do some work to that too. But these I found out were like at least $150 to replace. So if we can fix this, it'll sure save some money for a lot of you guys. Let's try it. So I took a piece of 3/8 hose. Let's see if this fits over it, and then I'm gonna go ahead and just use this as a patch. All right, so that's what we ended up with there. It's a little bit of a gap, which is fine, and I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna fix that. Got an idea already, and I know it'll work, but just in case you didn't know how to fix this, I wanted to make sure I made this video for you. So I'm just going to use a couple of zip ties to hold in place so that it won't expand while I'm trying to put this on here. So what we'll do now is we'll use some Mega Black silicone, and I'm going to push it in this, crack a bit, but try not to push it all the way through, because we want to make sure air flows through here. So if I start thumbing it in there really good and trying to pack it in there, then it'll actually seal this up, and then it won't work. So what I'm going to try and do is just put some on top of here, and then we'll take a look at it, and then kind of shove it down and crack just a little bit, but not too far where it's doing the whole thing. Then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, at the very ends, after I'm going to let that dry overnight, and then I'm going to take at the very end, and I'm going to use the same product and take the zip tie off, and then go ahead and finish up the very ends of it. In fact, maybe I'll do the end now so it doesn't move. Okay, and then, but that'll hold it in place. It'll probably work pretty well for repair. So let's take a look at it in a few minutes. All right, so we got it all coated up. Let me get you a little closer. You can look here. So I got this thing. Watch your eye. No, I'm just kidding. So I got it coated. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this sit overnight, let this dry really good, and then I'll take the zip ties off and fill in the other areas. But I want the zip ties on there so it keeps a nice narrow gap. And then what I'll do is I'll open up this thing here with I'll just take a knurling tool and or a round file, and I'll just open this up and then make it so that that will still fit on there, and then it'll actually have a little bit of support, kind of like this one does. You notice this one has a little support. That hard angle bend with this welder, with this part, it just, these bends, it's just too much for that kind of tubing that they have here. So the cloth is just not very weatherproof, and it gets, so anyway, it's kind of a cheaper design, but I think we can fix it. I'll bring you back in a little bit later.